Hi everyone, this is Jason Burak of Wall Street for Main Street. Today is Monday, May 10th, 2010. The markets are up today, supposedly on good news. The IMF and the ECB have bailed out Greece for over $1 trillion. What the American taxpayer doesn't know, and what they need to find out quickly, is that the majority of that money is being printed from the Federal Reserve because of the guidelines in the ECB, the European Central Bank. So they really can't print much money. And the majority of the bailout for Greece and the other pig nations, Portugal, Ireland, Italy, Spain, and etc., are all coming off the backs of the U.S. taxpayer via the Federal Reserve. So what people also don't realize, and I'm not sure most of you know, but if you follow Zero Hedge, you do. If not, go to zerohedge.com and type in credit crisis European bailout, and you should be able to find an article on there. And during the credit crisis from 2008, there were backdoor bailouts from the Federal Reserve to European banks too. So you had those investment banks and those other banks in England and in the EU. You had the Federal Reserve literally printing off trillions of dollars and sneaking them out that way to Europe. So the U.S. taxpayer has actually been bailing out a lot more than just the U.S. banks and some of the other, and Fannie and Freddie and some of these other mortgage-backed security garbage. We've also been bailing out Europe. So I don't know when the people are going to say enough is enough. It's the Federal Reserve. They need to be audited. They need to be more than audited. They actually need to be edited, but at the very minimum, it needs to be a strict auditing. There's supposedly a bill in Congress that might actually have some teeth to it in terms of auditing the Fed, but I'll believe it when I see it. I'm not sure how true it's going to be. But, okay, I also wanted to talk about the gold to silver ratio. Gold did not go up today, which is surprising considering, you know, this supposed good news. But, oh no, we don't have a debt default. The inevitable is going to be postponed. Short-term gain for long-term pain, right? We can postpone our day of reckoning. Yeah, that's great. But, gold didn't go up and silver went up, so the commodities are acting really screwy. But, the main reason I wanted to talk about gold and silver is the gold to silver ratio. Okay, the gold to silver ratio is 65 pieces of silver to 1 piece of gold right now approximately. So if it goes much higher to say 70, 80, 90 pieces of silver to 1 piece of gold, it's looking like a screaming buy for silver. Not that I don't love silver now, but I mean even more of a screaming buy, if you know what I'm saying. Because if you go back and look at the historical gold to silver ratio chart, the more modern gold to silver ratios over the last couple hundred years have really not gone much higher than 100 to 1 in terms of the ratio. So you've got really good odds there, and I mean, I just think silver is incredibly undervalued, especially during these times here when they're just printing out literally $1 trillion, and we don't even get a say in it too. The Federal Reserve is just literally printing off that trillion, handing it to the IMF and saying, oh, okay, here, bail out Greece and the rest of the pig countries here in the EU, and we'll keep this game going. Postpone the day of reckoning. I just think it's ridiculous, guys. Also, Zero Hedge reported today in a story that Goldman Sachs had no trading day losses for any of the business days last quarter. How the hell is that possible? If you're a trader, you know you're going to have some days where the market's just not going your way. So unless you've got the game rigged in your favor, and you're a market maker and you're manipulating the markets, how can you not have a losing day? How can you just have all winners? Unless you're the house. And this game's supposed to be, fair. I mean, if you're a trader, it's just tough. That's why I don't like doing too much trading. I think the game's rigged as far as being a complete trader and doing nothing but day trading, this and that. You're going up against Goldman Sachs. I prefer just to be an investor and buy undervalued stuff that I know Goldman's shorting, and I know long-term they're going to have to cover, unless it's like a mortgage-backed security. But I'm talking like commodity stocks and other good quality companies. But I hope everyone writes to their congressman and tells them the Fed needs to be audited. Senators, congressmen, etc. The Fed needs to be audited because the American taxpayer and even Congress now doesn't get to approve these bailouts. Like, how upset would you be if you were an American taxpayer? How upset are you now if the Federal Reserve is printing off $1 trillion, handing it to the IMF in a backdoor bailout, and all these European countries are being propped up Like, why are we supporting them? It doesn't make any sense to me. I know the U.S. is considered like an empire and all that, but that's just ridiculous how we should have to fund other people's bad financial problems. Anyways, guys, I'm disgusted. I'm going to take a break from doing some investing research and new stuff for a little while and head over to the gym. So I'll talk to you guys later, and hopefully everyone's week turns out a little bit better, but these markets are so goddamn volatile now. It's just really choppy. The best thing I think people can do if all this money is being printed out is just put a good portion of their net worth into some metal, some physical gold and silver. Take it out of the financial system, take away counterparty risk, all this other government interference, and just hold it. I think that's probably the safest way. But everyone take care, and it was good to speak to you again.